Alright, this next story is a story of corporate greed and evil. There was a young couple. He was a corporate man. He wasn't a good man. He used to take from people. People's children would go starving and homeless and just different varieties of things. And he was just a horrible person. And anyways, and there was a old cottage that he was foreclosing on. And when he foreclosed on the cottage, it was an old time. It was a lady about 90s and 100s, and she was a witch. And she knew what he did to the townspeople, and she was going to take his cottage. So he came to go get the money for the cottage, or have her sign it over, or just say he's taking it. The old woman told him that if he tried to step foot on his land and take it, there would be repercussions. Didn't think anything of it. It was the law. So they ended up taking the cottage and everything, and they, and he sold it to his friend, and they used to use it for a vacation spot. They, renovated it and everything. Thing was, is she had things that were of dark nature buried up in there. He took his young wife there, and they used to go vacationing at this cottage for refuge. And then his wife was starting to have nightmares, and he wanted a baby really bad. Real bad, he wanted a baby. And anyways, she did end up getting pregnant, and he was happy. He was very happy. So time went on. She had the baby. And then the baby ended up, and then he ended up losing things one by one by one. First, he lost his business. He lost everything. And the baby was fine. They had a little boy. But the thing was, eventually he ended up getting to the point where she didn't want to be with him no more, so she wasn't with him anymore. And then she left him, took the cottage, and took him, and her and her son lived there. And he ended up losing everything. So his wife, being the person she was, and feeling bad for the townspeople, she gave back all the money that her husband took. And then he ended up living a very lonely life. He did have a place. It was like a real small cottage of someone and it was a a small place. His son wanted nothing to do with him. And he literally had to watch his wife, and then she got remarried to one of the townspeople. And she just donated a bunch of money. Chong! So she ended up donating a lot of money to the townspeople. And his punishment for everything was he would live a life of lonely desolates like the village people did. So the tales of the story is don't be greedy.